So, top of the bill of this Frank Warren show at the York Hall Bethnal Green was Denzel Bentley versus Felix Cash. Now, I really hadn't seen anything of Bentley before this fight was made, but I went onto my Discord server and I asked people's opinions about who they thought would win this fight, and there was a lot of people who felt like Denzel Bentley would win. They'd seen a lot more of him than me. I'd seen a lot of Cash, but literally nothing of Bentley. All I did was go onto YouTube and saw a few seconds of some of his fights. So I really didn't know what to expect here. But it turns out that Felix Cash was several levels above Denzel Bentley. Not only was he better technically, but he also just looked far too big and strong for him. From the first round, Felix Cash was closing Denzel Bentley down. They got into an exchange, which Felix Cash got the better of. Denzel Bentley kind of stumbled. His legs went a bit. He did manage to ride out the storm. He was doing his best shoulder roll in the corner, and he managed to evade most of Felix Cash's follow-up shots in the first round. But I don't know, as the fight progressed into the second, Bentley seemed to be finding somewhat of a rhythm, but again, he just didn't seem to have anywhere near the strength or the punching power that Felix Cash had. Felix Cash just looked far more imposing in there, physically imposing. And yeah, Bentley is kind of unorthodox in the way he moves around and what have you, but Felix Cash was far more purposeful. So the second round was, I don't know, maybe could have given it to Bentley or Cash, but third round, Felix Cash put it on Denzel Bentley again, trapped him on the ropes, put some shots together, a bunch of right hands, and Bentley wasn't happy with the stoppage. There wasn't a knockdown. The referee stepped in. He wasn't happy. He feels like it was premature. I mean, maybe it was premature, but based upon what I saw in the two previous rounds, I think that was inevitable anyway. Cash just looked far too technically good and physically strong. Remember, he hurt him in the first round. Second round, Bentley moved around a little bit. Third round, he hurt him again. I mean, look at that pattern. He's hurt him badly twice in the space of 3 rounds. So it's not like the first round was an anomaly. He got hurt again, even worse in the third. So yeah, perhaps it was a premature stoppage, but I can't really see the fight going any other way. I know some people are going to say, well, you complained about the Conor Benn stoppage the other weekend. Yeah, but that was in the first few seconds of the bout. That wasn't in the third round. That was in the first few seconds. Whereas this was at least in the third round, and it wasn't the first time he'd been hurt. This was the second time he'd been hurt. He was up against the ropes. Felix Cash landed some shots on him. You know, these things matter when a stoppage happens in a fight and what has happened prior to the stoppage, what led up to it. Rather than just being a 30-second fight, let's actually see a few rounds. You know, if it's the first round, let's at least see a knockdown before you jump in and stop it. Unless a guy is completely out of it, right? If he's still got his hands up and he's experienced and he's been hurt before and got off the canvas before, at least let him take a count in the first round before you stop it, right? In this instance, of course, Denzel Bentley doesn't have the experience of the guy whose name escapes me that Conor Benn just fought, who also fought Amir Khan, who also fought Sean Porter and Spence and Garcia and all these people. He doesn't have that kind of experience. So a guy like Bentley, I would understand more if the referee is a little bit quick to stop the fight, because, you know, we haven't seen him recover from situations like that. Certainly not against somebody as good as Felix Cash. So yeah, was a bit premature stoppage, but I'm not going to grumble too much. Felix Cash to me just looked a far superior fighter, better technically, physically stronger, bigger, more purposeful, and he moves on to bigger and better things. He said after his last fight, I think it was, that he was ready for any middleweight in the country, and I guess that has to include the likes of Liam Williams. I'm still going to maintain, and perhaps Felix Cash will prove me wrong here, I'm still going to maintain that the Williams fight is a bit too early for him. Yeah, Williams got dropped and outboxed by Andrade, but that is a different level, I would say, to what Cash is at right now. And I think Liam Williams is a very aggressive, very strong, very dangerous fighter for most middleweights. And Felix Cash, I just feel, is maybe a bit too inexperienced to take on a Liam Williams right now. But hey, if he wants to do it, let him do it, right? He feels like he's the best in the UK. He wants to go for that title. So, and when I say title, he's obviously already got the British and Commonwealth, but I mean being recognized as the best middleweight in the UK, because you do have the likes of Eubank Jr. out there. You got Liam Williams and so on. So, yeah. Let's see Felix Cash versus Liam Williams if he really wants it. I personally feel like it's a little bit too early for Felix Cash. But it was an impressive performance against Denzel Bentley. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And of course, the subplot here was Eddie Hearn sending one of his fighters, Felix Cash, over to a Frank Warren show. And Eddie Hearn's man coming out on top. A lot of people talking about excuse me, how Frank Warren can't be very happy about that. I mean, I don't know how much faith Frank Warren really had in Denzel Bentley, how much stock he placed in him as a fighter. I don't know, because that really will be the measure of how upset Frank Warren is about this result. Obviously, he always likes his guy to beat a fighter from a rival promoter, particularly Eddie Hearn. But do you think he'll be losing that many nights' sleep over Denzel Bentley losing to Felix Cash? I mean, again, I don't know Denzel Bentley like that, but I wouldn't have thought so. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below about the performance, how far you think Felix Cash can go, and how quickly you think he should be moved. Do you think he should be fighting a Liam Williams next? Or do you think, like me, it's maybe a bit early? Let me know.